Every day, we are faced with countless decisions, but the one that defines our success and happiness most is how we choose to speak to ourselves. Building unshakable self-belief is not something that happens overnight. It is a process, a daily commitment to reminding yourself of who you are and what you're capable of. In a world where so many voices try to define your worth, social media, societal expectations, past failures, or the opinions of others, it's crucial to develop a voice within you that stands firm, steady, and grounded. Speaking 5 affirming lines to yourself every day may seem simple, but it's a powerful practice that, when done consistently, can completely transform the way you see yourself. It becomes the quiet ritual that builds your inner strength, slowly replacing self-doubt with clarity, fear with courage, and insecurity with confidence. We live in an environment that constantly challenges our self-worth. From the moment we wake up, we are exposed to images and messages that often highlight what we lack: beauty, success, money, achievements. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparison, and even easier to internalize those comparisons as truths about ourselves. This is where daily affirmations come in, not as a cure-all, but as a practice of grounding. When you say to yourself each morning, "I am enough," or "I believe in my ability to handle whatever comes my way," you are actively taking control of your internal dialogue. You are reclaiming the narrative. Instead of letting the world dictate how you feel about yourself, you're choosing to speak from a place of truth and self-awareness. The first few times you say something affirming to yourself, it might feel awkward. You might not believe the words yet. That's okay. Self-belief doesn't always feel natural at first, especially if your inner voice has been more critical than kind for a long time. But just like building a muscle, repetition is the key to growth. The more you speak kindly and confidently to yourself, the more your subconscious mind begins to accept those words as real. This consistency is what builds unshakable self-belief. Not a dramatic moment of change, but the quiet, steady work of showing up for yourself every day. What's beautiful about this practice is that it's deeply personal. Your 5 lines can be anything that resonates with your journey. Maybe it's "I am strong," "I learn from my failures," "I am deserving of love and success," "I trust the process," or "I am proud of who I'm becoming." These are not just words. They are reminders. Reminders that even when life feels overwhelming, you have reminders that no matter how many times you fall, you have the power to rise again. These affirmations become the quiet force behind your actions, influencing how you carry yourself, how you make decisions, and how you interact with the world. The impact of this self-belief stretches far beyond just how you feel. It changes how you act. When you believe in yourself, you stop waiting for permission. You take initiative. You raise your hand. You apply for the opportunity. You speak up in the meeting. You walk into the room with confidence. And even if you don't have all the answers, you trust that you will figure it out. That kind of belief is magnetic. People can sense it. It's not loud or arrogant. It's steady and genuine. It's the kind of energy that opens doors and earns respect, not because you're trying to impress anyone, but because you're rooted in who you are. Self-belief also plays a huge role in resilience. Life will challenge you. It will test you with setbacks, rejections, heartbreaks, and unexpected detours. If you don't have a strong foundation of self-trust, those moments can completely knock you down. But when you've made it a habit to speak strength into your spirit every day, you're more equipped to handle those storms. You don't crumble as easily. You may bend, but you don't break. That daily reminder that you are capable and strong becomes a lifeline during hard times. It gives you the inner fuel to keep going, to try again, to stand back up even when you're tired. Another incredible shift that happens when you build this unshakable self-belief is the way you handle criticism and outside judgment. You no longer need everyone's approval to feel good about yourself. You don't shrink when someone questions your worth. Why? Because you've already affirmed your own value. You've already spoken it into your heart. That inner security becomes your defense. It doesn't mean you become closed off to feedback or growth, but you stop letting people's opinions define you. You're not thrown off balance every time someone misunderstands you or underestimates you. You stay grounded. because you know who you are. As this belief strengthens, it also gives you the courage to dream bigger. When you believe in yourself, you stop placing limits on what's possible. You start setting goals that actually excite and challenge you. You begin to trust that you are worthy of achieving amazing things. And even when fear creeps in, and it always will, you don't let it hold you back. Instead, you walk with fear, not behind it. That's what belief does. It doesn't eliminate doubt entirely, but it makes you brave enough to move forward anyway. Speaking 5 lines to yourself every day is not about pretending life is perfect or ignoring your flaws. It's about choosing to speak love, power, and possibility into your life every single day. It's about committing to your growth and building a foundation so strong that nothing can shake it. This practice doesn't require special tools or a lot of time. It just requires presence, intention, and repetition. And over time, those simple daily words become the voice that leads you through challenges, toward goals, and into the most confident, authentic version of yourself. Speaking 5 lines to yourself every day is a powerful tool to keep you aligned with your purpose. Life can often pull us in many directions, demanding our attention, energy, and focus. We are surrounded by distractions that can easily lead us away from what truly matters to us. From societal expectations to the overwhelming noise of modern life, it's easy to lose sight of who we are and what we want to achieve. We may start out with clear intentions, but somewhere along the way, we get sidetracked, feeling pulled in directions that don't serve our deeper values or long-term goals. This is where the simple but profound practice of daily affirmations comes into play. By speaking 5 lines to yourself each day, you create a strong, intentional connection to your purpose and goals, ensuring that you move through the world with focus and clarity. When you speak affirmations related to your purpose, you are actively reminding yourself of why you do what you do. Whether it's for personal fulfillment, the pursuit of passion, the desire to serve others, or the dream of creating something meaningful, these words act as anchors. By repeating them each day, you're reconnecting with your why, the reason behind your act. This connection gives you the drive to push forward, even when things get tough. Every obstacle or setback you face is more manageable when you're aligned with your purpose. It provides context and meaning, transforming challenges from roadblocks into lessons on the way to your ultimate goal. The beauty of affirmations is that they don't have to be long, elaborate, or complicated. In fact, the simpler, the better. When you wake up in the morning and say, "I am living with intention, my actions are aligned with my goals," or "I am on the path that fulfills me," you create a mental framework for the day. These lines become your touchstones, guiding you back to your purpose whenever you feel distracted or overwhelmed. You are actively choosing to focus on what matters most, and you're making sure that your actions reflect that focus. Over time, these affirmations shape your mindset, so that even when life tries to steer you off course, you are more easily able to recalibrate and get back on track. As you continue to speak these lines to yourself, you begin to see your life through the lens of purpose, rather than reacting to circumstances or letting external events dictate your feelings. You begin to make choices based on your own internal compass. This shift in perspective is incredibly powerful. It allows you to evaluate situations and opportunities not based on immediate gratification or fleeting desires, but on whether they align with your larger goal. For example, a job offer might come your way, but instead of saying yes out of fear or insecurity, you ask yourself, "Does this opportunity align with my long-term vision?" The more you speak your purpose to yourself, the easier it becomes to recognize what fits into your life and what doesn't. You stop wasting time on things that don't serve your vision and start prioritizing what matters most. Having a clear sense of purpose also helps you make decisions with confidence. Life is full of choices, and while not every decision is life-altering, many are. When you speak lines that remind you of your purpose, you create a mental framework that makes decision-making easier. You no longer find yourself second-guessing every choice, wondering if you're doing the right thing. Instead, you can quickly assess whether a choice brings you closer to your goal or pulls you away from it. This confidence comes from a place of clarity and alignment. You trust that when you are true to your purpose, you will make decisions that support it, even if the path isn't always smooth. Another key benefit of speaking 5 lines to yourself every day is that it strengthens your resilience. When you're aligned with your purpose, setbacks don't feel as defeating. Failures become opportunities to learn and grow, rather than signs that you failed. You are no longer attached to the outcome, but to the journey. This shift is crucial. If you're constantly pursuing things that aren't aligned with your purpose, any small setback can feel like a major failure. But when you have a clear connection to your purpose, you understand that failure is a natural part of the process. You realize that each step, no matter how difficult, is a part of the greater journey. This understanding gives you the strength to keep going, to persevere, and to continue working toward your ultimate goals, no matter the obstacle. Speaking affirmations to yourself also helps you resist external pressures that may try to pull you away from your purpose. In a world that's constantly telling you what you should do, how you should look, or what success should mean, it's easy to get caught up in comparison. Social media often promotes an image of success that doesn't necessarily align with your personal definition, but when you speak affirmations that reinforce your purpose, you develop a stronger sense of self. You become less likely to be swayed by outside influences and more likely to stay true to what you want. This inner strength and clarity are what allow you to stay on your path, regardless of what others are doing, or you can confidently make decisions that align with your purpose, knowing that you are moving in the direction that is right for you. The act of daily affirmation also creates a habit of self-reflection. By pausing each day to speak affirmations related to your purpose, you're giving yourself an opportunity to reflect on your progress. You may ask yourself, am I living in alignment with my purpose today? What did I do well? What can I improve? This practice of self-reflection helps you fine-tune your approach, ensuring that you stay on course and make adjustments as necessary. It's a way of checking in with yourself and evaluating whether your actions reflect your intention. This regular self-assessment prevents you from drifting away from your purpose without realizing it. It helps you stay grounded, focused, and mindful of your goals. The simple practice of speaking 5 lines to yourself every day becomes a powerful tool for self-mastery. It cultivates a mindset that is focused, intentional, and deeply connected to what truly matters. Each day, you reinforce your commitment to your purpose, strengthening your resolve, and creating a life that reflects your deepest values. The words you speak become the foundation for your actions, and your actions in turn shape the life you create. Through consistent affirmations, you begin to live with purpose, making choices that align with your vision and fulfilling the goals that are most important to you. The power of daily affirmations is not in the words themselves, but in the clarity, focus, and alignment they bring into your life. Speaking 5 lines to yourself every day is a profound way to protect your emotional and mental energy. In a world where stress, negativity, and distractions are constant companions, it's easy to become emotionally drained. The pressures of daily life can leave you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, and disconnected from your inner peace. However, by consciously choosing to speak positive, affirming words to yourself each day, you create a barrier against the negative forces that threaten to deplete your energy. These affirmations act as a form of emotional armor, helping you maintain a sense of calm and control, even when external circumstances feel chaotic. The first benefit of protecting your emotional and mental energy through daily affirmations is that they help you stay centered. Life can often feel like a whirlwind of responsibilities, challenges, and distractions. People demand your time, work requires your attention, and the world seems to constantly throw new obstacles in your path. In the midst of all this, it's easy to lose touch with your own needs, desires, and sense of peace. However, when you speak 5 lines to yourself each day, you are consciously choosing to create a space for reflection and calm. These affirmations become the anchor that holds you steady amidst the chaos. They serve as a reminder of your inner strength and resilience, helping you approach life's challenges with composure and clarity. The act of speaking affirmations also helps you guard against external negativity. People, situations, and even the media can often bring a great deal of negative energy into our lives. Whether it's criticism from others, the stress of deadlines, or the constant barrage of negative news, it's easy to absorb that negativity and internalize it. Over time, this accumulation of negative energy can have a profound impact on your mental and emotional health, leaving you feeling drained, discouraged, and even cynical. However, by taking a moment each day to speak affirmations that reinforce positivity, you create a mental filter. These affirmations act as a shield that protects you from the negative influence of external factors. When you say to yourself, "I am worthy of peace," or "I choose positivity today," you're actively choosing not to let the negativity of the outside world penetrate your emotional core. Instead, you fortify your mind with thoughts that support your well-being. Moreover, this practice can help you recognize and detach from unhealthy patterns of thinking. Many of us carry around negative thought patterns that can sap our energy. These may include self-doubt, fear, or the tendency to catastrophize situations. For example, when faced with a difficult task, you might immediately think, "I'm not capable of doing this," or "I'm going to fail." These negative thoughts can be exhausting, both mentally and emotionally. They create a constant sense of unease, and over time they erode your confidence and motivation. By speaking 5 affirmations each day, you begin to shift this pattern of thinking. You replace thoughts of inadequacy with thoughts of empowerment, turning "I can't" into "I am capable," and "I will fail" into "I will do my best." These positive thoughts not only uplift your spirits, but also preserve your energy. Instead of using energy to worry or fear, you are channeling that energy into a more productive and empowering mindset. Protecting your emotional energy through affirmations also helps you set healthy boundaries. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the needs and expectations of others. Whether it's work demands, family obligations, or social pressures, many people find themselves giving more than they have to offer. This constant giving can leave you emotionally and mentally depleted. By speaking daily affirmations, you remind yourself of the importance of self-care and personal boundaries. Lines like "I honor my needs," or "It's okay to say no," help you recognize that protecting your emotional energy is not selfish, but necessary for your well-being. You begin to understand that you cannot pour from an empty cup, and that setting boundaries is not only healthy for you, but also beneficial for those around you. You learn to say no when necessary, and you stop feeling guilty for prioritizing your own emotional health. Furthermore, these daily affirmations help you cultivate emotional resilience. Life is full of challenges, whether it's dealing with difficult people, navigating setbacks at work, or facing personal struggles. In these moments, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or defeated. However, when you speak affirmations like "I am strong enough to handle this," or "This challenge will pass, and I will grow from it," you are reinforcing your capacity to bounce back from adversity. Affirmations create a mental and emotional toolkit that you can use to face difficult situations with strength and confidence. They remind you that setbacks are temporary, and that you are capable of overcoming whatever obstacles come your way. This mental resilience not only protects your energy, but also fuels your ability to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the circumstances may seem. Speaking 5 lines to yourself every day also promotes a positive mindset, which is crucial for emotional and mental protection. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending that everything is perfect. It simply means choosing to focus on what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. By speaking affirmations that highlight your strength, potential, and opportunities, you train your mind to focus on the positive aspects of life, even in challenging situations. This shift in focus can significantly reduce stress, anxiety, and frustration. Instead of dwelling on problems, you begin to see solutions and possibilities. You learn to approach challenges with a sense of hope and optimism, knowing that you have the tools and the strength to handle whatever comes your way. This practice nurtures self-compassion, which is vital for mental and emotional protection. Many people are their own harshest critics. We often hold ourselves to impossibly high standards,
and when we inevitably fall short, we are quick to beat ourselves up. This constant self-criticism can be emotionally draining, leaving us feeling worthless or defeated. By speaking affirmations of kindness and encouragement to yourself every day, you begin to replace self-criticism with self-compassion. Lines like, "I am proud of my progress," or "I forgive myself for past mistakes," help you cultivate a kinder, more supportive inner voice. This shift in how you treat yourself creates emotional space for healing, growth, and acceptance, which in turn protects your mental energy from unnecessary stress and negativity. The act of speaking 5 lines to yourself every day becomes a daily practice of emotional self-care. It's a way to protect your energy, build emotional resilience, and reinforce the positivity and strength that reside within you. By consistently affirming your worth, resilience, and peace, you protect yourself from the emotional depletion that comes from external pressures, negative thoughts, and the demands of everyday life. The words you speak to yourself have the power to create the emotional shield that supports your well-being, helping you navigate life with greater ease, grace, and inner peace. Speaking 5 lines to yourself every day can gradually transform your inner voice into your greatest ally. For many, our internal dialogue is filled with self-doubt, criticism, and negativity. From the moment we wake up, our minds often bombard us with thoughts of inadequacy, fear, or worry. We question our abilities, compare ourselves to others, and replay past mistakes in our mind. This internal chatter can be relentless, and over time, it erodes our confidence and well-being. However, by consciously choosing to speak 5 positive, empowering lines to yourself every day, you begin to shift that internal conversation from one of criticism to one of encouragement. This practice helps to reframe how you view yourself and the world, turning your inner voice into a powerful tool for growth and self-empowerment. At the core of this transformation is the understanding that your thoughts shape your reality. The way you talk to yourself influences how you feel, how you act, and the way you experience life. If your inner voice is consistently negative, you are more likely to feel defeated, discouraged, or anxious. You might avoid challenges, hesitate to take risks, or doubt your worth. On the other hand, when you shift your internal dialogue to one of support, compassion, and confidence, you begin to take actions that reflect that belief in yourself. Your words become a self-fulfilling prophecy. You start to believe in your capabilities and make decisions that align with that belief. By speaking 5 lines of affirmation every day, you are actively training your mind to focus on your strengths and potential rather than your weaknesses and limitations. One of the most powerful aspects of speaking affirmations to yourself daily is that it helps rewire the brain. The brain is highly malleable, and it adapts to the thoughts and experiences we feed it. Neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize and form new neural connections, means that the more you practice positive self-talk, the more natural it becomes. Over time, as you repeat affirmations such as, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I trust myself to make the right decisions," your brain begins to recognize these thoughts as true. Negative thought patterns that may have dominated your internal dialogue for years start to lose their power, replaced by a more supportive and empowering narrative. This rewiring is a gradual process, but it's incredibly impactful. The more you reinforce positive beliefs about yourself, the easier it becomes to tap into that inner strength when you need it the most. The shift from self-criticism to self-compassion is another key aspect of transforming your inner voice into an ally. For many, the inner critic is loud, harsh, and unforgiving. It constantly points out flaws, mistakes, and perceived shortcomings, often in a way that is not constructive or helpful. This constant negativity can be debilitating, leading to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and anxiety. However, by consistently speaking affirmations of kindness and self-compassion, you begin to quiet that inner critic and replace it with a voice of understanding and support. Affirmations such as, "I am enough just as I am," or "I am worthy of love and respect," can help shift your perspective and create a more nurturing relationship with yourself. Instead of berating yourself for mistakes, you start to see them as opportunities for growth and learn. This shift in mindset not only boosts your self-esteem, but also strengthens your ability to handle challenges with grace and resilience. Another important benefit of speaking affirmations is that it helps you build a deeper connection to your true self. Many people go through life feeling disconnected from who they really are, constantly trying to meet the expectations of others or conform to societal standards. This disconnection can lead to feelings of confusion, insecurity, and a lack of purpose. By speaking 5 lines to yourself every day, you are creating space for self-reflection and self-acceptance. Affirmations allow you to connect with your values, passions, and desires, and they help you align your actions with your true self. When you say, "I am aligned with my purpose," or "I am living authentically," you are reaffirming your commitment to living in a way that is true to who you are. This connection to your inner self fosters greater clarity, direction, and fulfillment in life, as you make decisions that are in alignment with your deepest desires. As your inner voice becomes a source of support and encouragement, it also empowers you to take risks and step outside of your comfort zone. One of the reasons many people hesitate to pursue their dreams or take on new challenges is fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of the unknown can hold us back from reaching our full potential. However, when your inner voice is a source of confidence and belief, it provides the courage to push past those fears. Speaking affirmations such as, "I trust myself to handle whatever comes my way," or "I am capable of achieving great things," helps to quiet the fear and build the confidence necessary to take bold action. This newfound courage allows you to pursue opportunities that may have previously seemed intimidating, knowing that you have the strength and resilience to face whatever challenges arise. In addition to building confidence and resilience, transforming your inner voice into your greatest ally also fosters a deeper sense of gratitude and appreciation for yourself. Many people struggle with self-acceptance, always striving for perfection or constantly comparing themselves to others. This mindset can leave you feeling inadequate, regardless of your achievements or progress. However, by speaking affirmations of gratitude and self-love, you begin to recognize your own worth and celebrate your successes, no matter how small they may seem. Affirmations such as, "I am grateful for the progress I have made," or "I am proud of the person I am becoming," help you shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. This practice nurtures a sense of self-worth and fulfillment, allowing you to embrace your unique qualities and appreciate yourself for who you are. The positive impact of transforming your inner voice extends far beyond your personal life. It also influences your relationships with others. When you begin to speak kindly and confidently to yourself, you develop a greater sense of self-respect, which in turn enhances your interactions with others. You are more likely to set healthy boundaries, communicate effectively, and assert yourself in relationships, knowing that you deserve respect and kindness. Additionally, as you cultivate a more positive and compassionate relationship with yourself, you become more capable of extending that same compassion and understanding to others. This not only improves your relationships, but also fosters a greater sense of connection and empathy in your interactions. Ultimately, transforming your inner voice into your greatest ally is a lifelong journey. It requires consistency, patience, and the willingness to challenge negative thought patterns. However, the rewards of this transformation are immeasurable. By speaking 5 lines to yourself every day, you create a foundation of self-belief, confidence, and self-compassion that can carry you through even the most difficult times. Your inner voice becomes a powerful source of strength, guiding you toward your goals, helping you navigate challenges, and empowering you to live a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and aligned with your true self.